TIFU by asking my girlfriend to cook dinner. Okay, this is more of a we fucked up but I have to share this. If she sees this, I'm a dead man. I, 29/M, work as a cook, and I have since I graduated high school. My live-in girlfriend, 27, has repeatedly told me she's a train wreck in the kitchen, so on Saturdays, we bond by cooking together over a gas stove while I give her tips. These are important for later. Anyway, I don't normally work Saturday, but we were catering, so all hands on deck was called and I worked till 8, and so I called before my shift. We talked about dinner, we decided on spaghetti and she was insistent on making it herself to make me happy. I love spaghetti and damn it I love her. Sounds wonderful. I'll be home at X. This was where I fucked up. I come home to our apartment after work and my girlfriend is curled up on the couch. There's a pan of black stuff in water on the stove and a burnt smell in the air. Of course, I asked what's wrong and she said, I fucked up. Me, what happened? Was there a fire? Her, yeah. I was cooking and there was a fire. What? Are you okay? What happened? The spaghetti caught fire. It took me a few seconds to process that, and after maybe 10 minutes of back and forth, I learned what happened. She made the sauce, put it off to the side, and proceeded to boil the noodles in the same frying pan. The frying pan. Over the open flames. In short, she wanted to use the saucy water to cook the noodles, which is a good idea. Instead, she put water in the frying pan and put the spaghetti noodles in like a wick on an incense plate. The flames caught the noodles, and it probably lit up like a birthday cake. She literally made something that was boiling in water, burst into flame. She wound up quoting that Simpsons meme of Homer lighting cereal on fire, and I broke down laughing. Somehow in all this time, a bit over 2 years, we never went over why sauce pots and frying pans are for different things. Also, in 27 years of life, she didn't learn about why sauce pots are so tall. After maybe a bit too long of busting my lungs laughing, we hugged. She called me a dick for laughing, which just made me laugh harder. We made up, cleaned up the mess, had a nice dinner. She kicked my ass in Soul Calibur, maybe a bit too cathartically. And all is well now. But I guarantee you all I won't ever let her live this down. TLDR, I thought I taught my girlfriend enough about cooking, but she wound up setting fire to boiling noodles. Your relationship sounds lit. Bar dum tis. My partner burnt salad once. Half asleep, saw chicken on salad, thought want warm chicken, put entire salad in microwave. Or you guys have such an adorable and sweet relationship. Fuck, I'm lonely. If she sees this, I'm a dead man. TIFU by posting on r/TIFU. TIFU by telling my pregnant Catholic wife that I don't want to force our child into Catholicism. This happened minutes ago, as I sit in the bedroom with my tail between my legs. My wife and I have been happily married for 2.5 years, together for almost 5. I am agnostic, believe in a God/higher power, don't necessarily believe in any religion, but also don't discredit any religion. She was raised Catholic by both parents. I apologize in advance if anyone finds these coming words insulting, that is not my intention. I would say she's not one that eats, breathes, and sleeps her religion. She stands strongly by her faith but allows room for her own thinking, for example pro-birth control, premarital sex, the possibility of life outside Earth, stuff like that. We almost never talk about religion because we respect each other's beliefs and that's that. Therefore, it's never been a point of contention. However, she's 3 months pregnant, which is bringing up the religion conversations. I'm referring to the baby as it because we don't know the sex yet. I'm taking our child to Mass, getting it baptized, it's going to Catholic school, I'm raising it Catholic, etc. Things that she's said so far. I generally have a whatever attitude toward these things because it's not my realm of expertise, but lately it's been bothering me more and more. Again, I don't have a problem with religion, but to force one upon a child seems like abuse and selfishness to me. I do love the guidance it provides people, but it's not for everyone. Today during dinner, she brought up how she wants to get a children's Bible and read it to our baby/child each night. In response, I said I'd also like to read something like a children's book of all religions so it gets a chance to expand its horizons and think for itself. A bit of mommy's beliefs and a bit of daddy's mindset, that couldn't be harmful, right? I'd like for our child to make its own decision at some point on which religion it would like to follow. Nope. All hell broke loose. I did my best by using a die as an example. I put the die in my hand and covered all sides except for the number 1. I said, this is what you want for our child. You want to show it this one side, but it doesn't know that the other sides exist. Through life experiences they'll learn of the other 5 numbers, but it's now become so partial to the number 1 that it doesn't care what the other numbers have to offer. All I want to do is expose our child to all 6 sides, and let it pick its favorite number. Nope, not happening. The child will be raised Catholic until it's a teenager and can make its own decision on religion/faith. I wish I were never pregnant. Don't talk to me about religion again, ever. Thanks for reading/listening. I feel so trapped and helpless regarding my child's development. As an agnostic, it really feels like shit being looked down upon and not taken seriously by someone, especially my wife, that has comfort in their belief system. Apparently I can't talk to my wife about it, so, here we are, venting to a bunch of strangers. Apologies for any spelling and formatting errors. TLDR, wife has endless ideas of instilling Catholicism into our child, but how dare I, agnostic, teach it about other religions simultaneously. Edit for update. You guys are awesome and provided some great insight on my situation. I'd love to respond and thank each of you individually, but she's been in close proximity since shortly after the post. If she saw this, I'd be writing another TIFU tomorrow and most likely be single. I wrote her a letter better explaining myself and my intentions for our child. It basically went over the respective beliefs and how we're both going to give our child a part of ourselves in that aspect. I've agreed to do the Catholic thing and she's agreed that I expose it to the array of other religions. She's also agreed that once it's a teen, it has all the power to decide to continue following that faith or find its own. Apparently that is standard, didn't know. What I later learned that made her extremely upset is she interpreted it as I wanted our child to worship a being other than God, which is not true. She found peace in and reliance on religion growing up due to circumstances during her childhood life that I'd rather not share. It's given me a clearer picture as to why it adheres so strongly to her core. Again, thank you all unconditionally. Lesson has been learned, and to anyone else reading that's not married yet, definitely fire up that conversation. It's worth it. I mean, you are agnostic and she is Catholic. Surprised you guys didn't talk about this before children. This convo was always gonna happen. Yep. This convo definitely should have happened before having a child together. This could be a huge incompatibility not only in a romantic relationship, but also in a co-parenting relationship. Heck, this should have been discussed when the relationship became serious. Like many TIFUs posted here, this FU didn't actually happen today. It happened more than 3 months ago, when you didn't discuss religion before having a baby together. I'm not saying this to chide you, you've already learned that lesson. This is to others who may find themselves in similar circumstances in the future. Marriage pro tip: it's best to know if you have irreconcilable differences before you get engaged, before you get married, before you have kids. Don't avoid talking about sensitive topics, like religion, with your significant others. Religious differences can be deal breakers, so talk about it openly and honestly. Discuss if you want kids. How many? When? Discuss how you envision raising them. What are your values? What are you flexible on and what aren't you? Don't simply sweep your differences under the rug and ignore them. If you don't have these discussions early enough, you may find yourself with a strained marriage, or even a failed one. Don't put yourself, your partner, or future kids through that. Toss how to handle finances and bank accounts and personal versus couples money in there as well. Shocking how many people never discuss until you're fucked. TIFU by killing a mosquito on my wife's face. This was actually years ago, but I just read a story that reminded me of it, so here we are. My wife and I were walking through my parents' garden and talking about what we were going to do about our little dog's health problems. I look over and there's a mosquito on her face, so I, gently yet firmly, smash it before it bites her because 1, she's terrified of bugs in general, and 2, has very sensitive skin, so a mosquito bite would be a huge mark for days right on her face. Well, as soon as I smash the bug, she looks at me, eyes wide, and reaches up and touches her cheek. That's when I realized that we were disagreeing about something and, from her perspective, I just smacked her in the face. All I could say was no, 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 no. Mosquito. Thankfully she quickly realized that made more sense and started laughing. TLDR killed a mosquito on my wife's cheek during a mild disagreement, and for a few seconds she thought I smacked her. The exact same thing just happened to me the other day. Luckily the mosquito and blood stayed on my hand as proof and she started laughing. This happened to me before and she completely missed the mosquito and did not hold back on the slap. Boy, was I livid. I read the title as, Killing a Mosquito with My Wife's Face. That's kind of the case. Takes both a hammer and an anvil to make one smooshed mosquito. TIFU by having my pregnant wife catch me ordering takeout food right after I threw away the dinner she made. Listen, I love my wife's cooking. She's amazing and heaps better than I will ever be in the kitchen. Her taste in food changed, And she has been eating things she would never eat otherwise, such as seafood. Ever since she got pregnant, she's been spoiling everything with too much salt. The food is almost inedible. She went to lie down since she was feeling nappy. I threw away the food since I knew she could not tell and ordered takeout food. I will head outside and eat there. She doesn't have to know. It will be a little secret between me and the delivery guy. No big deal. Little did I know she was listening in on me. Of course, it upset her and she began crying. She accused me of hating her food. Never. I came up front. She told me she never noticed and I should have pointed out what she's been doing earlier. But then began crying even more and said that it was true. I indeed hate her food. Now apparently I won't be able to see her naked until next year. Sex is banned in this household. And she said I can make my own food from now on. TLDR, my darling wife's taste buds changed since she got pregnant. She adds too much salt. I couldn't handle any longer and decided to order takeout food. She caught me red-handed and told me she will never cook for me ever again. Edit. I thought I should add that I do help her around the kitchen. I've been working longer hours lately and I can't help her around because of that. Yesterday she told me she never noticed she salts her food too much while eating. Update. We're good. I cooked us dinner tonight and gave her a foot rub. We talked it out and agreed to be honest with each other next time. She also called her cousin over today. Her cousin told her the same thing I did after she poured her in a bowl of soup. Wifey promised to get her blood tests done ASAP. And also before we went to bed she asked me if I could get her bagels from the store. My wife and I have an unspoken rule when it comes to cooking. We try to be absolutely honest to each other without being mean. We both love cooking and often try new things, but whenever any one of us makes something we give honest critique. This has led for both of us to improve a lot, and perfect the dishes we make, and avoid silly misunderstandings like this.